Hello, Ohana. Soul Dr. Nick here. And today I want to talk about leading leaders, facilitating facilitators, parenting parents. And I realize that that's what the deepest work that I'm offering now, whether it's a soul immersion or whether it's this upcoming X Camp, is all about. I've learned how to create safe spaces for so many people, and I don't even recognize it till we're halfway through usually. It's like, oh, isn't it funny that you've created such a life where you get to lead, you get to be a CEO, you get to be this amazing parent, grandparent. Everyone looks to you, admires you, asks your advice. And you've created this space where you've got this little Chinese man next to you. You're lying down, you're breathing, and you're going through your stuff. And you get to be seen, witnessed, and heard, and you feel safe doing that. Because how many safe places do you feel you have to be able to do that? And wouldn't it be nice if you had more? And this is one of the places. And then they get to come back and realize, oh, I get to find my own wisdom from a safe place where I don't get judged for any perceived weakness, because it's not perceived weakness. It's just part of the wholeness of who you are and the leader of who you are and what makes you such an effective leader, parent, creator, visionary. All the terms that we can use. And so what I created without even realizing creating it is a founding team where we're actually inspiring each other to be the best version of ourselves. And then creating a product where it's like, oh, instead of just having a ceremony or a breath, we're going to create a 5-month-long, 6-month-long container where you actually get to have all the preparation into the deepest ceremony you can imagine, and then all the guidance out of it so you actually make it part of your everyday life, because that's a piece. The leaders of leaders don't want to just have an amazing transcendental experience. How do you actually incorporate that into life? How do you lead yourself into the life you want to live? And how do you find the places where you actually get to break down at times? Because it's nice to break down. Our body's meant to break down at times in order to build itself back up. And if anything, these containers are that. And the soul immersion really is for yourself. It's going to be with at least 2 facilitators on the actual ceremony day, so you actually get to have that discomfort, because I've had that experience for many people where they're uncomfortable receiving from so many at once. I've been in that myself. I've had, I think, 6 facilitators with me at once at one point. And I was like, oh, this is what it's like to feel safe and held. Cool. And then we have this X Camp that's coming up September 19th to 26th. And 6 nights, 7 days in absolute remote wilderness in BC. When I say remote, it's like a private lake that we're flying into via float plane, where it's grizzly country, osprey, eagle, where we have a private sauna, which is wood fired, and then you can dive into the lake, and then you get hikes, and you've got people to guide you and protect you, mind, body, soul, spirit. And you get to be around other leaders who are fully committed. It's going to be 6 to 12 participants. So it's really intimate. It's where you get to sit around the circle and be like, I have no idea what this person's created, but I actually get to be with them in this state. And what a privilege it is. What a privilege it is. And I get to remind people, I get to remind so many leaders and facilitators and guides and parents. I'm like, I feel so lucky. I get to see the side of you. I get to be called up when things are just feeling a little bit shakier, and they're not shaky. You're just noticing the next level that you want to make even more solid. And that's the piece that I can reflect back even in myself and in my team. We're recognizing the places in our own lives, in my own life, where I'm still a little bit shaky. I've got more coaches than most people right now, like actively working them, going, okay, what's there to see? I've got different processes that I'm signing up for, going, how do I dive into myself without trying to fix anything? Because there's nothing to fix. My big thing is presence. If I'm not being present with life, then what choices have I made? What choices am I making? What patterns am I repeating? And that's the piece that I'm getting from a lot of leaders, is that they come and they're like, I lead, I do all these things, but there's a piece of intimacy missing. And no matter where they think it is, whether it's with their co-founders, with their spouses, with their parents, with their children, it always comes back to the reflection of an aspect of themselves, right? What parts am I not being with, owning about myself? And how do I change, transmute that in a way that serves? And there's a million different answers. And the last thing I'll put here is that what I love about this is that I constantly plant the seed that you're not coming here to become a leader like me or do work like me, because I want you to be inspired to go back and do what you want to do. And it will almost certainly arise from what you've already done. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but know that if you're worried about losing sight of the thing you're doing. I don't want to just suddenly give everything up and go kumbaya. That's not what's going to happen. That's not the intent. That's not the intent of your life. I really appreciate some of the leaders that I've been listening to. It's like, oh yeah, like if I wanted to be a monk, inspired, and go into a cave and just live out my life that way this lifetime, I would have already done that. I'm trying to figure out how to do that version in amongst the world, which is a whole different challenge, whole different ball game. And then for me especially, I'm learning how to do that while also being a parent at the same time. One of the greatest places of leadership to be, I think. I'm seeing a little rainbow off in the distance. I'm reminded I've got Marika, my founding partner, who's amazing at bridging all these rainbows and experiences. And I look forward to hearing from you, seeing you, guiding you, and trusting you. Ciao for now.